It's been a massive week in the shed, all the tools, get the OG Dirty 30 all buttoned up, and we're so close to getting it back out on the tracks. Come on, you want it? Check this one out. As far as I'm concerned, it's been way too long in between drinks. I'm working on the original Dirty 30. Now, I've got the big 60 series here, the wagon. This is going to be the donor vehicle for the original Dirty 30. Now, last time you saw it, which was a while ago, we basically got the body ready. We did a stack of stuff, dismantling it, and basically resurrected the old Dirty 30 shell and all the old parts that still existed, and sort of gathered them all together, including getting this donor vehicle. So what I really want out of this is everything except for the body. The plan is to get the original 60 Dirty 30 cab onto this one and get it driving as soon as possible. There's a stack of work to be done, but I'm very excited. This vehicle, it means a lot to me, and I'm just so happy to be working on an old 60 series again. The body's pretty much done on this vehicle, but it does have the 12 HT. It's got the 5-speed in there as well. And the plan is pretty simple. It is basically take that body off, replace it with this one, which is the original Dirty 30, this one here. So I've taken the rear bumper off. Now it's time to disconnect the fuel and basically anything else in the engine bay. I might move some of this stuff. It's going to get us access in here. This is pretty cool. Water shower. You imagine back in 1988, this thing was about as flash as Michael Jackson. This is red hot, this vehicle. Righto, let's disconnect power. Let's stand in front of the frame first. Now this is 24 volt. I'm going to be keeping this vehicle as 24 volt. I think it'll be easier that way, but also it'll give me a little bit more power on my winch, and it makes it easier to start and all the rest of it. You've got 2 batteries to crank. 24 volts actually pretty cool. If you can deal with the fact that you're going to have, a 24 volt starter motor and alternator, I say carry a spare. And I don't know why more vehicles don't come standard with 24 volt. Okay, there's the battery that is done. I'm actually going to remove the airbox. Obviously I could just disconnect that. This will come out with the body essentially, but it'll give me a chance to clean this up. If I can take it out now, I'll put it on the bench, and then I can give myself a little project to clean this up, and it'll make a bit more room in the engine bay too. Nice clean filter in there. It's always good to see. Now I'm starting to make a little bit of progress. What I'm just doing is just taking some photos. If you've ever mucked around with 12 HTs, and it's been a little while since I have, there are so many vacuum lines. I've just got a feeling that I'm going to forget where a lot of this stuff goes. So I'm just taking a stack of photos of just about everything I sort of can, and that way when I go to put it back together, I'll be able to go back through and have a look at a photo when I'm a bit unsure of where something goes. Even this bit here. I'm going to take basically the whole front surrounds off, because I actually need the radiator support from this vehicle for the OG Dirty 30. So I want to get that off as soon as possible so I can start to get that painted, and you just want to basically take care of everything, and I'll sort of refreshen all these bits up. They're hard to come by sometimes on the 60 series, so I'm taking my time just to get all this stuff out. What I'm trying to do is, it's my little way of trying to be organised, is all the front end bolts and screws and fiddly bits go in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to put that in a part of the shed with all the front end bits and label it as well. So funny though, this vehicle's got rust just on one side of the rig. Now the rust is really bad just on this side. The other side's like it's come out of a 60 series showroom, but this side, holy, it's like it's come from Bondi Beach. It's just got rust everywhere. Look at that, you can even see it under here. How good's that? The grill's actually in pretty good condition, but up on the shed wall, I've actually got the original Dirty 30 one, so that one will be coming off the shed wall and back onto the vehicle. Have a go of this. I might just shake all the flakes out, and that's a weight saving battery tray. It won't have as much weight as a standard one. Look at that, that's incredible. But I will keep this, believe it or not, because I don't know if I can get new ones of these. I can probably nearly get rid of this radiator now. I don't know why I bothered with the bucket. I think I got most of it on the shed floor. It's a bit gross. A lot of brown in there, but it's also got some green as well, so it's not all lost. That's a cool thing about these rigs, okay? Like, they just keep going. Like when I drove this vehicle, keep in mind, it hadn't moved in 10 years. We changed the oil, we changed the coolant in it. We didn't do bearings, swivel hubs, nothing. Made sure it had brakes and we went and drove it, and it drove really well, didn't overheat, didn't skip a beat, and we wheeled the absolute heck out of it as well. So it just loves it. That's what's so cool about 12HT. This platform, in my opinion, the pinnacle of Toyota engineering. This is where they got it all right in the golden 80s, mate. That's where the 60 Series came alive, and it really built that legendary reputation for Toyotas and how reliable they are. These things can run on mud. I mean, they'll go anywhere and do anything. They're just so reliable. That's what I love about them. Yeah. One thing I've learned from working on the 80 and stuff like that is don't throw anything out. Even if you think, oh, I'm going to get a new radiator, there might be some brackets on the side of it, there might be a couple of bolts. There's always something you'll need. It's still heavy. Everything's heavy. Brass radiators are the best. There's just so much rust on these things. All right, this guy. Come on. There they come. All right, we're making progress. This is all loose. I'm just basically taking all of these little bits. There's an aircon line, for instance, taking everything off so it's clearing essentially when the body comes off. The good news with the 12HT is I've removed about 4 wires from the alternator side of things, and there was power to the compressor for the aircon, and that is the only wiring on this side of the vehicle. Pretty straightforward. Oh, how good's this? Now, the body is ready to come off the chassis, and even better, Jackson, one of my good mates, has turned up. He heard there was cold beers in the fridge and thought he'd give me a hand with a 60. Let's fire the hoist up, mate, and let's keep our eyes open to see what I've forgotten. No, my tyres lifted off the ground. That shouldn't happen. One coming out. What's connecting you?
Maybe this other body mount is still bolted on.
Did I forget one? I was so confident I got everything sorted. Turns out I left the easiest body mount to get to on both sides. So I left that on there. I'll need that. Yeah, I got it. How good is this, eh? We've got the cab up in the shed there. What do you reckon, mate?
Past the point of no return now.
It really is. What an absolute animal, eh? That's epic. Now the plan is to use a little bit of degreaser and clean all the chassis up real quick. Not very often you can get a vehicle down to this level and start cleaning it up like this. This is pretty cool. You can get the degreaser everywhere. Just going to hit it with a little wire wheel and just clean it up as best we can before we just give it a little paint. Now to make it look almost brand new, I'm going to use this stuff here. It's the Raptor roll bar and chassis paint. Watch out, mate. Watch your little melon head. It already looks $1 million, eh? How good does that look? That looks good, man. That's all painted up. Have a look at it now. We've given that a quick run with that Raptor roll bar and chassis paint. And as far as I'm concerned, it's come up really nice. Look at that. Not too bad, considering we're doing this quite quick. That looks like it deserves to be in a museum. What do you reckon, mate? Now, that's next. Jacko's just taking some stuff out of here. And we've got all flares, we've got inner guards, I think there's a whole stack of stuff. This is the first bit of assembly, which means things start going back onto the vehicle. How good's that? That's the first time that's been outside in a little while. Getting him on the hoist. Using the hoist, and then just a little bit of pallet racking. And it doesn't even have to go too high because we don't have to clear the motor. We just need to get up to these ones right here. How good does it look? I forgot how epic that vehicle is. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it looks a lot like, let's say, this vehicle, right? And it does. That is cool, don't get me wrong, it's a very cool vehicle, but It's no OG 3030. You see, this is the one I sort of started my whole career with. This one means a lot. I was not only using it as my vehicle that I do all the trips in, but I was using it as my daily drive. It was my only car. So I use it for holidays, for everything. And to think that we're so close to getting it back on the road is incredible. Some of the best memories I've had in a four-wheel drive is in this rig right here.
The look on his face says it all.
Righto, moment of truth. This is looking like a vehicle again, Jacko.
It's scary. It's happened pretty quickly, actually.
It's actually really fast. All right, let's get this thing lined up and we'll drop it on. This is really cool. We've got it all mounted up, so that is where the body sits. And these 60s have a really big caboose on them, so the chassis hangs out a long way. The other thing you'll probably notice is I haven't really done too much work underneath the vehicle. The main reason being is when I first got this 60 series, it was, you know, really sagged and sad. One of the first things we did with the vehicle when it was a full-bodied wagon is actually change the suspension, put a fulcrum 2-inch kit right through this vehicle, and that got new springs, new shocks, and all new bushes as well. So it went from tired old saggy suspension that didn't handle very well to the right suspension. It's going to carry the load properly, but it's one less job we need to do because it's already done. How good's that? It's super cool. Just thinking of how much work this body's done. That's what's so cool about this whole project, is there is so many memories wrapped up in this one vehicle. I've done the Kimberley a couple of times, at Cape York numerous times on that one, Tasmania, Victorian High Country, you name it, bunch of tough tracks. I've rolled it. I've done so much with this thing, and to have it resembling a vehicle again, I thought I'd never see the day. I thought it was done. Look at that. We're spraying the rad support at the moment. Another mate's popped around. Say good day, Bryce.
Hey, hey.
Now, that means the boys are doing basically no work. They're talking about cars and watching me do work. How good's that? But the rad support, nice flat black. That's not too bad. Look at that, the boys are back to work. It's good to see. Oh, pretty. The front radiator support's going in. It's looking like a vehicle. Should bring that out, actually. I'll have a go with this, eh? And it's looking like the Dirty 30. That is the Dirty 30. Gotta love the lines. The big old twin headlight one. I like them. I think they're pretty cool. I've got to take the dash out now and basically everything outside of this cab so I can get to the wiring harness. Then the wiring harness has to come out, and I believe on these 60s it's got to come out through the back of the dash here. It doesn't plug for some silly reason, but then I've got to put all that into this vehicle, and then by the end of today, when it's all done, we've got a wiring loom in. It's a matter of connecting the motor, putting a radiator back in, and she's good to drive. First bit is out. Let the jigsaw puzzle begin, eh? Alright, that's out. Oh, look at that for a mud wasp nest. Most important bit, the stereo. Now, it might be from the 90s. Actually, no, early 2000s. It's got a CD player. I reckon if it works, it goes straight back in. We're getting to the stage now where, as I'm pulling some of those parts out, I'm putting them straight back in here. Let's start with this guy. The reason I'm doing it this way as well is just so I don't have too many parts and I forget how it goes back together. So sometimes if you can do it, if you can just take it straight from your other vehicle and put it straight back in, just work on one thing at a time, it's a lot easier to remember how it all goes back together. We're in deep now. Got Tomo to drop the camera. Well, he hasn't dropped the camera, but he's given me a hand because I need to do this in one sort of motion. So many wires. So yep, bring that in. This is everything behind the dash. And what we do is we get all these bits. These are got to go through back into the engine bay. So it's just exact reverse of what we just did, really. Time to start putting heater core and all dash back together. So that goes in there. The pipe's got to come back out. Nope. So right about now, I wish I'd labelled some of these. Now, I did say earlier, I think I nearly quote myself, that they're all very unique plugs, so it should be pretty simple. They are very unique plugs, but there's about 400 of them. And you just got to make sure when you put the wiring loom in that things are facing the right way, so they're obviously joined up with their match. But got some dramas here. I'll figure it. Righto. The interior is about as good as I want it for now. I'm leaving the glove box out in a few bits just so I can get access to it. Something tells me I'll be back in there at some stage. But steering wheel's on, ignition's all set, and more importantly, the wiring harness has all been plugged together best I could manage it. So now, I need to rip the shops, get a few more parts, and then we are dangerously close to being able to actually start this. Well, quick pit stop down to my local Repco store. I need a radiator, belts, hoses, some brakes, a couple of new bits and pieces, which should be the final pieces of the puzzle to get the OG30 started. As you can probably remember from the Donor 60, not everything was in good shape. In fact, the rust had taken a hold of a lot of things. Problem is I don't have new ones just yet, these battery trays, so I'm going to put them in, but keep in mind, this is just in the name to make sure I can get this thing started. Just going to quickly change the belts now while we're here. Got no radiator, so it makes it a lot easier to change the belts. Put some new Gates ones on now, and then we can button the front end up, put the radiator in, we'll put the fuel tank in, obviously connect two batteries, get the radiator, fluids, coolant, all that sort of jazz, and then give the old key a bump, and hopefully it'll roar into life, the big 12HT. Can't wait to get it going. It's such a milestone at any project when you get it started and it's actually driving on its own steam. Well, I'm putting the batteries on. They're both pretty flat, so we've got a set of jumpers going to them. It's a bit of a ghetto setup, but fingers crossed it'll start. Oh, she's flat. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you want it. Oh, we just need some batteries. All this work and the batteries are flat. That's amazing. Well, I'm over the moon because the Dirty 30, it starts. Now, I'm a long way from finish, there's no doubt about it, but as soon as you get a project to the stage where you can turn the key and start that motor and hear the purr, the big diesel 12HT, I mean, you are so close, it's not funny. Now, I need to tidy a bunch of stuff up. I need to put all the headlights, the grills, surrounding, the wiring. I haven't even run it properly. I just wanted to get it started, and I've achieved that, so I'm absolutely over the moon. Next time you see it, we'll put it into paint, make it look real pretty, get a tray on the back, and the Dirty 30 will be ready to hit the tracks. The big question I'll ask you guys, what's the first trip I should take the OG Dirty 30 on? Anywhere in Australia, let us know in the comments. That's what I'm really stoked about. I'm probably getting ahead of myself, there's no doubt about it, but it's going to give me the inspiration to button it all together and get it on the track, and that's what I'm so excited about. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Full Drive 24/7.